Hi there, welcome to another lesson of Learn and Grow with SYKES Academy. My name is Mauricio Macias and I'm an English specialist for the EPUB department at SYKES. Today we're going to cover the top 10 tips for customer service. I hope that you find this information interesting and helpful for your everyday activities. The tip number 1 is going to be take notes. Taking notes is a very important part of your everyday activities. It will help you to develop your active listening. That way you will be able to focus on what the customer is saying, and it will ensure that you will not be missing any important information. Also, it will help you to collect details. However, there's some information like credit card numbers that should never be written. This might be even prohibited in your campaign. You should check with your manager. It will help you to make sure that you're not forgetting any important information. At the end of the day, you also have to document the result of the call at the end of it. So there will be different abbreviations and wording that your supervisor will tell you about. Tip number 2. Confidence. You may have heard that confidence is key, and this is true for most things in life. Confidence is going to help you to feel relaxed, and that way the customer will realize that you are confident and you know what you are doing. If you get nervous, they will start doubting your ability to do your job, even though you may be completely capable of doing it. So you don't want them to doubt your abilities. You should not stutter. Things like, well, I'm not sure if we can, but maybe we can. No, don't do that. Take your time and think about what you're going to say before you talk. Also, avoid using too many fillers like this is going to slow you down. And finally, don't abuse only one phrase. For example, in this case, in this case, in this case. Tip number 3. It is okay not to know something. Many customer call representatives have confessed that they panic and they feel completely inefficient when there is an issue that they don't know the answer for. It is completely okay. This happens all the time. You will encounter these kind of situations, so you should not worry about not having all the answers. What you have to do is take your time and try to be resolutive. Don't panic, especially. You will try your best solution, and you should let the customer know that you are working on the issue. Another option could be maybe to put them on hold, asking them first if it's okay with them while you research some of the information. Another option would be for you to offer a callback after you find out the requested data. And another option could be to check with your supervisor. This will be necessary sometimes when you have to verify, for example, if an expired offer can be validated. Tip number 4, analyze. You will have a lot of opportunities to talk with different customers, hundreds of opportunities for listening to different problems. And something very important is that you have to analyze each individual case. Sometimes there are more solutions than what you can think of at the first moments that you take the call. So taking the time and also listening to your recordings will be an excellent source for learning what you're doing right and what can be improved. You should also listen to your supervisors and managers. They have more time dealing with these kind of situations, and they are experts in the field. They will give you good recommendations. Tip number 5, addressing your customer by name. Addressing your customer by his or her name will help you to personalize the service, and it will help the customer feel more confident in what you are doing. There are some good ideas that you will hear from the moment that the customer introduces themselves. For example, if they say, "Hi, this is Jane Smith," you can go ahead and ask them, "May I call you Jane?" Or simply go ahead and call them Miss Smith. Now, something you should never do is to use a title and a first name. For example, Mr. Robert or Mrs. Susan. This is incorrect. And also make sure that you use the name of your customer constantly, so they will know that the service is personalized and that they have all your attention. Tip number 6, be patient. You will feel tempted to try to give an answer immediately as soon as the customer finishes their first sentence, but this is not correct. You should let the customer explain the complete situation. Ask some questions, probing questions, so you will have all the details that you need to be able to help them. If you try to come up with an answer as soon as the customer stops talking, this could be very frustrating for the customer because you might not have all the information that you need, or you might be missing important details that have to be addressed. So take your time, take a deep breath, and allow the customer to explain their problem. Once you have all the information that you require, then it is time for you to come up with the best solution possible. Tip number 7, transferring a call. Getting transferred when you call a solution center can be a very frustrating situation because you feel that the employees are just transferring the call back and forth, trying to get away from your problem. So the correct way to do a warm transfer is first to inform the customer of your need to transfer to a different department. Try to explain in a few words what the reason for this transfer is. The second point should be to ask them if it's okay if you put them on hold for a few minutes. Next, you should call the person that you're going to transfer the call to and briefly explain the situation. Give them the name of the customer and their account number if available. And finally, go back to your customer and let them know that you are ready to transfer the call, and give them the name of the person who will be attending them from that moment on. Tip number 8, exchanging experiences with your colleagues. Exchanging your experiences is going to help you, especially when you're a new hire. It will help you to learn about the product or service, but also, even if you have more experience, it is always wise to listen to how your colleagues would solve a problem that you have. Maybe there are different approaches, and there could be one that is more effective than the one that you are using. Also, having a chat with your manager or your supervisor every now and then will give you excellent tips and will help you to do your job in a better way. Tip number 9, a positive attitude. Having a positive attitude is going to help you get through to your customer in a more easily way. Now, this is sometimes a little difficult after a long day or after a very frustrating call. You might need to take a moment and find your center so you can find that attitude that will help you solve the problems and make sure that the customer is happy. So remember that a nice tone of voice is always important, and remember to smile. They cannot see it, but it will show in your tone of voice and in your attitude as well. And finally, tip number 10, organization. To be organized is very important because you will be working with many different systems, platforms, and you have to have a sequence. It will take you some time to find your style, but it is very advisable that you practice different scenarios so you will know how to move from one program to the other and be able to be more effective in less time. Some people like to organize alphabetically, for example. Other people prefer to organize using different colors. You will find your best way to organize yourself, so give it a shot. Okay, well, so these are the 10 tips for excellent customer service. I hope that you find this information helpful. in the section below. You can leave us a comment, or if you have other suggestions or tips that have worked well for you, please let us know. Thank you and see you next time. Bye.